Welcome back to Homework Help with Miss Gore. Today we're going to be talking about our Unit 4 Day 10 homework. How do we make scatter plots and find a regression equation or a line of best fit? So our first problem here has tutor hours and our raw test score. So we are looking at our tutor hours as our x value. And when we enter this list into our calculators, we are going to enter this as L1. For our raw score, we are going to look at this as our y values and enter this into our list as an L2. So I'm going to go over to my graphing calculator, and I'm going to start by going to the Stat menu. In my Stat menu, I am going to Edit, and I'm going to now enter in the data that is included in my table. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of tutoring. I'm going to go over to my L2 column, and I'm going to enter all of the corresponding values. And it's important that these values are lined up because they are ordered pairs as far as data values go. So if I'm putting in 56, I'm assuming that the person had 5 hours of tutoring, and 56 was their raw score. So once I enter each of these data points, I do want to verify right here that I have the same number of data values in each column. Otherwise, I will get an error. Once I have my data entered, I am looking to create a regression equation. So I will go to my Stat menu. I will go over to Calc, and I'm looking for my linear regression, my number 4, AX plus B. I'm going to enter, I know my X list is L1, my Y list is L2. I'm going to go down and I'm going to calculate my equation. So I'm looking at my linear equation right now, and the question says to round to the nearest hundredth. So my equation answer is going to be y equals 6.32x plus 22.43. Now the second part of the question says, using the equation from part A, I want to predict the raw score of a student who was tutored for 5.5 hours. So I'm going to use my equation from above, so y equals 6.32. And now instead of x, I'm going to plug in 5.5 hours. I'm going to type in my entire equation. I'm going to use my calculator, and when I plug that in, I'm going to get 57.19. Now that is an approximated value, and I do need to round this to the nearest whole number. So my raw score answer would be approximately 57. Now I want to find the correlation coefficient. So I'm trying to determine, is this line of best fit a good line, or are my points too scattered? So what I need to do is I need to look at my graphing calculator and need to come up with an R value, a correlation coefficient. Now, unfortunately, when I ran my linear regression, I didn't have an R value. So I need to go to my mode, and I need to make sure that my stat diagnostics is on. Once it is on, I'm going to go back to my stat menu, over to Calc. I'm going to run my linear regression one more time, and this time you'll notice that I have the same A and B values, but I've now added my R and my R squared value. I'm only concerned with my R value, and I do want this to my nearest hundredth, so my R value is 0.95. which does indicate a very strong relationship between the data values, between the x's and y's. And since it is so close to 1, it's indicating that the line that is graphed is a close approximation for the data point. So we can assume that this trend line is a decent trend line for our number of tutor hours versus our raw score on a test. Hopefully that will help you answer question 2. And please come to class with any questions. See you soon.